for checking out my channel. I am Gina from hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, and today I've got 3 Blu-ray titles to talk about. The first is going to be Bangkok Knockout from Thailand, The Perfect Host starring David Hyde Pierce, and then Troll Hunter from Norway. First, Bangkok Knockout. Time to get serious. This is from Thailand, the land of smiles, and they even like to comment on that within the movie. If you saw Stone Cold Steve Austin's movie a few years ago, which I've forgotten the name of, but he basically went to an island with a bunch of criminals and they kind of had to fight each other to the death. This movie is slightly similar to that, and I'll explain why. It starts out with a team of individuals competing to win a chance to be on this TV show. They don't have any details about it, but the next morning, after their celebration for winning, yay, we're going to be on TV, one of their best friends gets kidnapped, and it turns out they all have to go fight to get her back. They're fighting all sorts of weird different people. There's like a transvestite with a fishnet shirt, and there's masked people, and you're fighting in water, and fighting in cages, and fighting with weapons, and fighting just with your fists and your feet, and everyone has a slightly different fighting style. I gotta say, I didn't care very much about any of the characters. What this movie has going for it is the action. I really just couldn't get into the characters themselves, but the action is pretty darn good. And when they do slow it down to have a moment maybe between the main guy and the main girl, it's actually pretty sweet. So this is just a lot of fun and violence, and it's a little silly, off-kilter, off the wall, and be ready for some funniness. For extras, you can watch the making of Bangkok Knockout, and there's also a behind the scenes, which is basically lots of footage of them shooting without narration or guidance, just, oh, this is what it was like to make the movie if you were just a fly on the wall hanging out. And there's a trailer. So, not bad. This is just kind of middle of the pack for me this week. Next we have The Perfect Host starring David Hyde Pierce from Frasier. Also from Spamalot on Broadway, the original cast. This is kind of an interesting one. We follow the character criminal John Taylor as he has just completed a bank robbery and is trying to get away, and then sees he's all over the news. Crap, he's got to find a place to hide, and he ends up in a suburban neighborhood where he meets Warwick Wilson, played by David Hyde Pierce. John Tyler is played by Clayne Crawford. He comes in with some lies up his sleeve, and it works out well for a little while, and then there's a twist. Somehow the tables get turned, and the criminal is now the prisoner, and the host is a little crazy. Everything that follows after the twist is a little nuts, and it goes a little far. After taking a look at the special features and watching Making the Perfect Host with writer-director Nick Tomney, it turns out that this story originally was a half an hour short with different actors in it, and it was really, really successful at that length. And they decided to make a full-length movie out of it. And they started inventing things for, why did the host act this way? Maybe it's because he's, nah, I'm not going to tell you. Since I don't want to give it all away, basically they invented a bunch of reasons for why he might have that crazy turn, and they found all these ways to illustrate them. And it's just kind of nutty, and I really think it probably was better at that original length, because stretched out, it's just, oh, too much. Little too much. You can also see HDNet, a look at The Perfect Host, and a trailer. Not bad. Check it out for a rental if you're a fan of this guy, but otherwise, I really wouldn't bother. It's just a little weird for my taste. And finally, we have Troll Hunter. Based on this cover, I was not expecting much. I was thinking, oh, this is like B-movie schlock stuff. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have a laugh. Oh my gosh, this is way cooler than all of that. Picture you're in Norway, and it's basically a Blair Witch type of movie. You've got teenagers running around with cameras because they want to follow this guy. This guy is acting weird, and I think there's a story with this guy. Turns out the guy is a troll hunter, and trolls exist. I know what you're thinking. That sounds lame and stupid. But then, when you actually see the trolls, they look so cool. They are rendered so amazingly well, and each one of them looks so different. They took so much time making these trolls. The whole movie, I'm like waiting for more trolls to show up because they are so cool. They're violent and scary, and those scenes are awesome. Funny thing about trolls, they sound a lot like the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. That part maybe wasn't accurate, but who am I to say what a troll sounds like? Got weapons like giant crazy flashlights that would turn them to stone or all sorts of things. I mean, they even find the actual troll that lives under a bridge. These trolls mostly are about 13 to 14 feet tall, so they're big compared to us. But as you can tell from this character here, there's a big one out there. A really big one. And they have to go find him too. I thought this was just lots of fun from beginning to end. If you're a fan of like Jurassic Park, any kind of like hunting down monsters or anything cool like that, I think this was fun, and I was just not expecting it to be as much fun as it was. There's a version with subtitles, but there's also a version with English dubbing. I put on the dubbing because I was also trying to work on my laptop at the time, and the dubbing actually sounds pretty good too. There's a lot of good features on this one too. You've got deleted scenes, which add on a bunch of things, build up the relationship between the troll hunter and these teenagers, you know, them not getting along at first, etc. There's also improv and bloopers, some pretty funny stuff in there, and extended scenes. The visual effects were my favorite part of the extras. The visual effects just kind of show all the layering of how they created the trolls, and as I said before, they're the most interesting part about the movie. There's also behind the scenes, photo galleries, and HDNet, a look at Troll Hunter. I just really enjoyed this movie, and obviously this is my pick for the week. You should definitely go check this out because I thought it was lots of fun. Thank you so much for watching my reviews for Troll Hunter, The Perfect Host, and BKO, Bangkok Knockout. I hope maybe you'll check out one of these this week or come see me again soon because I'm going to have more DVD Blu-ray reviews, movie reviews in theaters, and anime reviews coming soon. See you later. Bye. For more reviews and to find out about free contest giveaways, go to hauntedflowerreviews.com. My reviews are also available as a podcast on iTunes. Search for Haunted Flower Reviews and subscribe and leave us feedback and comments. Our store is hauntedflower.com, where we specialize in fantastic licensed apparel from movies, TV shows, video games, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower and Twitter at haunted_flower.
If you're local to the Indianapolis area, visit indiemojo.com for details on how you can win free screening passes.